All right, the Detroit Lions have made their decision with James Houston. It's pretty clear. I've got 4 reasons why he will not make the team. This is based on what Dan Campbell said, media reports, what we're seeing from camp, people that we're adding, other players and what they're talking about. So let me know in the comments. I'm going to give you 4. Start right off with number 1. First thing is the defensive line has a chance to be really good. This is an article, Takeaways, Pride of Detroit did. Then they just talked about Aleem McNeil, Levi Onwuzurike, Kyle Pico, DJ Reader. You've got Marcus Davenport, Aiden Hutchinson. That's our core defensive line. And so you notice in here, they don't talk about James Houston. James Houston plays down to that Sam linebacker, which is I'm a rush guy, but I also need to have the ability to drop back in coverage. I'm not really a true edge, so I'm going to get run at if I'm just in there day in and day or play after play. Down after down is what I was looking for. I can't do that. So I have to be this hybrid. I got to kind of be like an outside linebacker guy. So there's one is that he doesn't get brought up too much here when they're looking at takeaways. Second thing is Dan Campbell just doesn't talk about the guy. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed this, but doesn't talk about him. And I think, and the whole reason for this video is we all like James Houston. We love what he did there against, was that last Thanksgiving or 2 Thanksgivings ago against Buffalo? It's like, dude, this guy's the game changer. And then it just hasn't been there. And we really thought, man, if he can keep on this trajectory, he's this late round pick. Like, let's go. Well, it just doesn't seem to be what's happening. So that's first reason is defensive line is he's not talked about amongst the defensive line. That's fine. He's not really a defensive lineman. So that's my second reason is I think it was a linebacker. Well, all of these linebackers continue. We continue to add linebackers. The Lions do because Malcolm Rodriguez was hurt. There was some injury. So what happened was the Lions are just constantly adding linebackers over these last 3 weeks, meaning, hey, James, you're not really there. We're looking for another guy. So they keep adding linebackers. That's probably been the biggest area that the Lions keep adding new players because new players have fallen off. Next one, we've got an undrafted free agent rookie, Isaac Ukwu, who was coming off 2 college ACL injuries. He's transferred around a little bit. Because of that, he flew under the radar. But he has an opportunity to make the team as that edge rusher. He showed up in preseason games. So recently, when discussing open roster battles, Dan Campbell unpromptly, I love that, because you could ask him about a specific guy, and of course what's he going to say? He's got to respond to that. But when he brings it up on his own, that's a really good sign. This is what I'm talking about. He doesn't bring up James Houston. Maybe I'm an idiot and he's so far on the team that you don't even need to talk about him. But it feels like, man, he's kind of off the team, right? So, but Ukwu is one that he talks about. So Ukwu, keep an eye there. So again, you've got the D-line good, undrafted rookie that's making some things happen. They've been bringing in linebackers like crazy this whole off season. And then the final thing is that the Lions are clearly, let me go back to this. And I think this is pretty interesting. If you're looking at it, is the Lions are going to keep what looks like 3 quarterbacks, which is just shocking, but I kind of agree with it. So as bad as he's been, Nate Sudfeld is more trusted because of his experience at this point. So Hendon Hooker will get there, but right now they kind of like Nate Sudfeld. So they might keep 3 quarterbacks. So that takes a roster spot from the bubble guys, which would be a James Houston. So it's pretty clear that, in my opinion, he's just not going to make the team. The Lions just don't talk about him enough. Aaron Glenn doesn't bring him up. Again, maybe he's so far on the team that they don't, but it feels like it. Now, another SI.com did a kind of prediction on James Houston, and it said the Lions found out the hard way that Houston isn't a Sam linebacker, which requires a defender to able to drop into coverage. While he hasn't been ultra impressive in camp, he possesses a skill set to be an explosive rusher. So I believe that'll be enough to land him a roster spot. It's like, all right, so got him in. Like, what the heck? Okay. Let me know in the comments. Is James Houston going to make the team or not? Here's the other one, right? Nate Sudfeld. It's like, well, he's cut immediately. The first time I saw him out there, preseason game 1, I'm like, just cut him. He's in. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I think he will be. I really do think the Lions just trust him right now. And then you've got yeah, Isaac Uku I was just talking about. Really looks good. Got something there. They've got him making it. Agude's another one. They've got him, I think, out or no, in as well. So look, the defensive end, the you're just not going to give up on a lot of these defensive linemen. It's just not. You're just going to keep them. It looks like so. Okay, let me know your thoughts. I think it's pretty clear he's gone, James Houston. But let's switch gears. One other thing I was thinking about is, of course, Jameson Williams. We talked about him just ad nauseum. But here's a big part I don't think we're talking about enough. Pride of Detroit was on it. Is the Lions are going to be even more physical this year. Why this is such a big deal is because I kind of get it. I just do. I hate it, but I also get it that in training camp, you have to practice hard, tackle, you have to do all those things. And it's like, man, there's a part of me that would be like, man, don't touch each other for the whole, there's no reason. And you know who does that? And again, not fully this, but the Rams are more in that let's not get anybody hurt mode. Why is that a big deal? Because we play the Rams week 1. You saw the Rams last year start the season slow. I do believe that is a direct reflection of the way that they prepare in the training camp. Another good news is that the Rams lost their left tackle for the first 2 weeks of the season for some suspension. Don't care what it is. He won't be there. So they don't have their left tackle. Now you've got Aiden Hutchinson just going to do what he does. The Rams are just slow starters. Can they handle the physicality that the Lions are going to bring at home Sunday night? It's hard to imagine that they'll be ready like we will be ready. So I love playing the Rams early on. I think it's a great matchup. I think the Rams are really good. I think they're going to be good. I think they'll catch their stride like they did in week 5, 6 last year, which kind of makes sense, right? So the Lions have 4 games and then an early bye. So I think Dan Campbell's saying, hey, let's go hard as we can here because we have that early bye. And then we'll rest at week 5. We'll regroup. We'll see where we're at. But this is all in 4-game season. Let's prepare like we're only playing 4 games. And he's kind of like taking the guys through it. And you've seen some tough practices, reported on tough practices over the last few weeks. So I love that. We're generally healthy out of those rough practices as we're going to get everybody back after this preseason game. So I think that's great. And it's perfect timing. Get everybody back, even DJ Reader. And let's go take care of the Rams and the Buccaneers, both at home. Buccaneers just don't match up with the Lions, so it's perfect. And start off 2-0. Then from there, it's like, let's go. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.